Hey guys, it's Ryan. I have an air compressor. It's a rigid. It's a three chamber tank, and it's a really nice air compressor. It just wasn't working very well. So after digging into it and doing some research, just want to help you guys out if you got the same problems. I've seen some other videos that really weren't much help. They weren't the same. They weren't the same air compressor. This one here. This is the top piece. That's the bottom piece. So when you're fixing this, you don't have to have the bottom piece on in order to fix this. I'm going to show you if you had the problem with it starting up, going about 150 psi, and then blowing a circuit, tripping the fuse on it. Well, then you got the same problem as I do. It's the valve down at the bottom that transfers the air in order to turn this guy off, turn the power off to the air compressor once it reaches its pressure. Well, if that valve, I'll show you right here, is found at the bottom. It's plastic. It's got a little ring in it. And you use these pliers to get this little ring out, using these little two holes right here. And you just simply compress it together and you can get into it. Let me get in a better position so I can show you how. Alright, so here's a valve. This goes in the bottom of the air compressor. I'll show you where it goes in a minute, but I've already taken it out. I've assumed this was the problem. I've already taken it out and I will put it back in so you know where it's going, so you know it's the right piece. But it's gonna look like this, or similar to this. And you wouldn't think that it's got a little valve inside of it, but it does. Basically, this here, spring loaded. As you pull it out, it returns now because I put a new spring in it. Pops back in. So, in order to take it out, you take these pliers, simply put it in there, pull it out, put it in a safe spot, you don't lose it. This piece here, pull out as a hole, and you can see the new spring I put on there. So this spring got so deteriorated and so rusted up that it was busted, and barely anything left on the old one. I threw it away already, but it's got to be able to close. It basically creates a valve. It seals the tank in order for it to stop filling up. And if it doesn't stop filling up, the pressure's sense that it's not stopping, the circuit's going to trip on the fuse. The fuse doesn't blow or anything. It just trips, turns off, and then you just got to push it back in and turn it back on. But you're going to do that over and over and over again until you fix this problem. So, I don't have much light out here right now, but inside it's got a little little hole that this seals here. Oops. You're going to just simply put that in toward the hole, the rubber end toward the hole. So this little piece here is on the outside. Get this ring, I'm going to put it back in. Squeezing it together real tight. Give it a nice little jiggle. Push it in, release it, and it's not coming out. So then the way you know it's going to make a good seal now is you pull this out and let it return, and it's got a little pop to it. It's simply creating that suction cup, that seal in the hole. Let me show you where I got it from. bottom of the tank, turn it over, it's going to be right here. And this is the part that is directly into the tank. Just like that. So I'm going to put it back in. I'll show you how to put it back in. So you just simply put it back in. So pretty much everything I'm doing now, since I only got 2 hands, I don't have my recorder stand on me. I'm at my buddy's house taking, getting my air compressor out of my trailer, because I'm tired of not having an air compressor. So I'm just like, I gotta fix this. So with any wrench, might need a crescent wrench, tighten this up. Power cut, get out of there.
Mama.
So on this, you don't want to turn it too far, which I just did because I wasn't paying attention, but it's okay. Back it out just a little bit. So this large end is facing out this way. Small end is facing up that way, because these valves are these lines got to match up, just like that. And that'll be the next thing to put on. Let my hands free for a minute, I'll get this done. Alright, so for this top one, I got it started. It is simply just a 13 millimeter. And by the way, I got these parts, these new springs from Home Depot. They got a box. They got an assortment box right here. I got one spring out of this whole entire thing that fit, that replaced that bad spring. But it was worth it because it's only $4. This piece here, $15 to $20 online if you're to buy it, so saved a little bit of money. I was actually trying to look through my kids' old toys that are broken and whatnot that have springs in them. And I mean, I found some that were close and taking her toys apart. Found some that were close, but then weren't close enough. So I mean, I think it's just the best bet just to go down and get this $4 box of springs, and then at least you got some spare springs for some other things. And this bottom one is a 12 millimeter. 2 different sizes. Hey, Kyla. I'm gonna tighten those nice and snug. Don't have to be completely torqued down, because I mean they're brass and aluminum fittings. You don't want to strip them out. Just snug. I'll probably just say like finger snug. Pretty snug. I'll find out if there's any leaks that needs to be tightened down more once we turn it on. So, all right, this next piece is gonna be this deal right here. I'll go ahead and put that on. It's gonna line up. I don't like that. I'll put that back on there. So just keep in mind, everything I'm doing now, you're just gonna do in the opposite direction when you're taking it apart, or in the opposite order. So yeah, it's not hard at all. It literally, if I had the springs yesterday, this would have been done in like I don't know, 15 minutes.